this gonna take much longer?
Not much at all. We'll run out of daylight soon. Please, keep your head still, in the same position.
Fine, I'll try. I'll also try to remember to never trust a painter again.
Griffin!
Yeah, I know. You'll paint one in later.
Gods! A griffin!
Run and hide.
Dearest Mummy!
Oh man, for a second there, I thought the griffin had taken him away. Sure sounded like it, judging by his screams, but seems as if that's not actually the case. Lucky for him. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could get out of the open. Because this is kind of where he fights best. I don't know if it's possible, but it would be a lot nicer if we could lure him back into the forest a bit.
Not good.
Alright, we are about neck and neck right now. Luckily, we got the best of him.
Is it safe?
Yeah, come on out. And no wonder no one ever came here. It was a griffin's hunting ground.
Oh, that thing scared me to death.
Not quite to death. You are alive. Not least because you chose a witcher to sit for you. How's the painting? It survived too?
It did. But I cannot show it to you now. I never display unfinished work. You can see it tomorrow, after midday, where we met. I shall display it in the market square. Oof, monstrous beast. Shall we immortalize it in the painting?
If that's what you want to do, then by all means, go for it.
Yeah, let's add it. Carcass can serve as your prop.
Splendid! Interesting color palette. And the textures and the proportions. It will do. Yes, it will do. But I shall paint it in later, in my atelier. There's an excellent illustration in the Encyclopedia Maxima Mundi. I fear this specimen is, well, too far cut and chopped. Ah, very well. That will do for now. I shall polish the details later. No point struggling on in this fading light. Ah, I almost forgot. Payment for your troubles. And I thank you for saving my life. Though, in doing so, you did also save your likeness. For posterity.
And by the looks of it, we're supposed to wait a whole day. If we want to see the painting, that is. That being the case, I was going to suggest we just meditate here, but seeing as how he's probably back in his workshop or home, making all the final touches, I'm thinking we might as well just ride over there. Oh wow. Apparently he's already started showing it off.
Like the beast. Greetings.
Geralt, there you are. So, our painting. Are you pleased? Is it to your liking? Do tell.
Well, it's definitely not what I expected, but I can't say I don't like it.
It's nice. Shows a lot of, imagination. Don't recall undressing before posing, though. Some of the other details are a bit off, too.
Well, the imagination is an artist's chief tool.
Heard the same from a certain poet. He embellishes and invents chiefly.
Perhaps you'd care to buy the painting. Given our rapport, I shall take a loss. For you, I'll part with it, I will, at a special price.
Not really sure what I'd need with it, but I guess anything at this point to get it off the streets.
Why not? It'll make an interesting memento, though I'd hardly call the price a bargain.
Indeed, few have the sophistication to appreciate my technique. I sometimes go hungry as a consequence.
All right. At least this way I'll be able to control who sees it. Thanks.
Yeah, like I said, I have no clue what we're to do with that thing, or where we're supposed to put it even. But as for us, I know we just got that contract recently, down by the quarry. And since that's kind of fresh in our mind, we might as well try and finish this up first.
For you are into sword.
So if you guys remember, last time we were here we found all those ghouls at the bottom of the quarry. And they were just sort of feasting on the cow. And this is just a normal Witcher contract, by the way, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a huge story behind it, but at least we'll get to slay some monsters.
What the golly blasting devils are you doing, men? What plague? An unfortunate turn of offense, that's all. Get back to chiseling. If we don't deliver that head on time, the infestor will twist my plums off.
Is that what you'll tell Emil's widow? That a cow crushed him and it was an accident? This, sir, is a grave matter. It requires a specialist, some mage or warlock.
What happened here?
Look! It's that Witcher who's come to town. Maybe he can do something. An exorcism or the like. We should ask how much coin he'll want.
Saw your notice. Got a problem with a cow? Fear a plague, is that it?
Yes, indeed. And a horrid one at that. We've irked the gods something true, we have. In Zeracania, they've sent a plague of locusts, then of frogs. With us, they skipped right to raining cows down on us.
Enough! Enough! No need to so panic. Come, Master Witcher, I shall divulge to you the matter at hand. Yes, an unfortunate matter indeed. To be crushed by a cow. A true shame, Emil. He was a good worker. I told them at once there had to be a simple explanation. But that lot, no. Right away they started in screaming, plague! Demanding higher wages for hardship, poor working conditions, you see? They'll ruin me, the blotters.
My job is to figure out why a cow fell from the sky. That it?
That too. The thing is, since none bother to clear the cow corpse, some filths overrun the other pit. We fear to venture there.
Not surprised. Cow, where'd it come from? What kind was it?
Why, the ordinary spotted kind. Nothing unusual. Its corpse rots in the other pit, sends out its stench, and Emil lies right beneath it. Will you tend to the matter, take on the contract?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Although here I was, thinking this was all going to be about ghouls. But it has turned into a whole lot more.
What exactly is going on here?
Construction of a statue of the prophet Lepiota. We're carving it. Not all at once, that is, but piece by piece. A pious infestus revived the project after years of neglect. He's engaged all nearby quarries in its completion. And we would be on schedule were it not for the incident. Please, Master, will you look into it?
Yeah, I doubt the answer is going to be as magical as you guys think it is. But I'm sure I'll find out eventually how that cow got there.
Need to know more about this accident. Anyone actually see what happened?
No, but sounds there were. Osterv had just gone to see how Emil was getting along when suddenly we heard an ear-botching boom. Moments later, something smashed into one of the cranes.
Doubt it was the cow that hit the crane.
Probably true. At any rate, come morn we ventured out to sea, but the vermin drove us off. With that, all work came to a halt. Has remained so since. Master, tarry no longer, please. Will you take on the matter?
At this point, I've got no other choice.
Fine, I'll look into it. Might be a botched portal, but I doubt it.
La Piota reward you with progeny aplenty. I shall keep an eye out for your return.
So a few of the men here believe that somehow it's raining cows, but somehow I find there's no way that's the case. I mean, there was a really steep cliff next to that area, so maybe somebody pushed the cow off? Who knows? And there was also mention of that they demanded higher wages, so isn't there a chance one of them did that on purpose? Just so he could get paid a bit more? I mean, we've seen something like that in the past with the Silver Basilisk.
Must be Emil. Workers mentioned him. Poor guy, unlucky as all hell. Right, now where do I start?
Might as well start on the body.
Crushed by something heavy. Skull base is cracked. Fresh tooth marks. Necrophages. But they got to him after his death. Won't learn anything else from the body.
Well, if not the body, then what about all this blunt trauma?
Tissues crushed in places. Must have fallen from quite a height.
And how about those bite wounds? I assume they're from the ghouls, but you never know.
Got sliced open. Not much blood, so it happened after death. Heart had already stopped pumping. Tooth marks. Small ones, though, so necrophages left him clearly. Sure sniffed out their feast fast.
And last but not least, what about those slashes?
Deep claw wounds. Spread between talons indicates a draconid. A wyvern, probably. But these wounds weren't the cause of death.
No, obviously the fall was. But at the very beginning of the main Witcher playthrough, we saw a griffin carry a cow or a horse off. So I'm guessing maybe that's how the cow got here? Maybe some big flying creature just dropped him over this pit.
Got it. All clear now. Cow died when it fell from a great height. Draconid must have dropped it. A youngster probably trying to get the cow back to its nest, but it proved too heavy. Emil's bad luck to be standing right underneath. And then there's the crane.
Speaking of the crane, there is blood all over it. At least from what I can tell. So I'm guessing maybe while whatever carried him was flying over, like Geralt said, maybe the cow was too heavy, and then the thing started flying lower and lower until it had to drop him, and Judging by this, I guess it might have been too late. But yeah, we'll have to get up there somewhere. I think this might be the only way here. But Geralt said it might be something like a wyvern. I'm thinking even something like that might be a little too small, though.
You've still to bust your bum.
So I'm leaning more towards, like I said, either a griffin or even a cockatrice, or I guess it could be a basilisk too. Yeah, I guess this must be the best way down to the crane. And here's that blood I was talking about.
Blood. Draconid must have hit it pretty hard. Dropped the cow, then probably tried to steady its flight. Got hurt in the process. Good. Should be simple to track down.
Alright, nice. Seems like I was finally right for a change.
Traces of Draconid blood. Barely perceptible. I'm on the right track.
Okay, well at least this is one step in the right direction. Although we still have no clue what type of Draconoid this could be. Lucky for us, apparently it's small and...
Started bleeding heavily. Wound was more serious than I thought, looks like.
like we're seeing right now, it's lost a lot of blood, so if we do have to fight it, we should have the upper hand right off the get-go. For some reason, the blood seems to stop here. Unless maybe it continues past the water? Oh yeah, I guess so. And I can hear it already, unless those are just the rot fiends.
Smells like sour mash. Draconid must have attacked the local distillery. Bastard.
Alright, 2 down. Looks like 1 more to go.
What? Lost your nerve?
Alright, what was that thing? Oh, that one's actually pretty cool. Heavy armor, so I doubt we'll wear it for too long, but I guess we might as well just for now. But it looks like these are bootlegger's notes, and it says, "So I say to that, Minister Tremblay, the whole Sandster Valley is overrated. Those wines, why? Don't get me started on the Est. Ever since they started mass producing it, they should call it the 8-8, for it's definitely seen better days." Then he says, "Right you are. Always have been a Côte de Blessure myself. In fact, between you and me, I even prefer it to Sangreal. You know, the wine reserved for her illustrious highness and her inner circle." And then the fool I am blurt out, "Oh, I agree. Whenever her grace has me taste it, I've got to swill my mouth out with the vodka afterwards to wash out that rancid taste. Oh, come on. I was drunk, wasn't I? Taking out my bum? Well, it turns out I had rather overvalued my position at the court. Tremblay needed but say a word in the Duchess's ear, and in 3 shakes of a donkey's tail, I was out on the street. The job of a ducal taster's been given to Benoit. Can you believe it? After the scandal involving Baroness Neek and Quilline. As for me, well, what was I supposed to do? Had no choice but to start making and drinking my own brews. That's always been my true passion." Alright, so a little confusing, but apparently he was the wine taster. Although he didn't seem to enjoy it. At least not as much as he thought.
of the distillery. Raised a ruckus, made a mess, then moved on.
So I was wondering if that note had anything to do with this, but maybe there's a chance that guy was here and this was his new brewing station, and maybe the Dracnoid carried him off.
Prince crawled through here, clearly too tired to fly.
Luckily, nothing that looks like a drag mark, so maybe the guy's still alive.
Was in a bad way, barely crawling.
Alright, if he's really that wounded, I guess there's no way he tried to pick a fight with anything else. Could have even just ended up crashing into that thing.
Second Draconid landed here, a larger one. Waited for the smaller one to heal, then they flew off together. Should be easy to track. Smaller one was still bleeding, luckily.
So maybe its mother or mate? Yeah, the nest could be somewhere up there.
Flew off together. Probably bound for their nest.
I don't see anything, but maybe it's on the backside of that cliff.
Trail ends here. Nest's up there. I'd bet the farm on it.
Oh, it looks like another one of those fire breathers. Yeah, the Slizzard. We never have had to face two at once before, so this should be very interesting if that is the case. Yeah, there's the one. I'm assuming that's the bigger one.
So it's a Slizzard.
Correction, Carol. Slizzards. This should be fun.